Yesterday's woven with purple passion, red rage, gray gritty grief. With bolts of promise, let today begin, sacred white, snowflake silent, lily scented, linen crisp. Well, future looms loose. Let today begin, grateful gold, sunrise mirth, life repair, treasure chest. Our next poet up here on the podium is Tracie Morell. She was a finalist in the recent Poet Laureate contest that we had for Erie County. And I'm very, very excited to have her reading here with us tonight. Please welcome Tracie.
Yay, I made it. I don't do crowds so well. So I'm really pleased to be here and to meet all you lovely people. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we're glad to have you.
Can you hear me? To go along with the international theme of 100,000 poets for change, I'm going to start out with an older piece of mine called The Orphanage in Joburg. I lived in Johannesburg, South Africa for a while, and I did peace work there. And at the time, I volunteered for a couple weeks at an orphanage. I don't know if any of you know, but South Africa has the highest statistics in the continent of people who are HIV and AIDS positive. And I work mainly with children who were HIV positive. So this is The Orphanage in Joburg. And please forgive me, there's Zulu in this, and I will stumble over that. So The Orphanage in Joburg.
You're all right, baby. You're all right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The children had noses dripping green while smiling at me. My own boy on the other side of the world running around unaware. Manzili wanted my camera. Do you want to take a picture? He climbed up on a table, jump off the edge. Yay, Bo! Pictures for charity or souvenir, not memories. Children should not remember these things. I'm guilty. Reminders of Amy, the little girl whose name was changed when she turned 6. She was found bleeding on a highway with a different name, Ekahogoho. Born on an important day. That's what her name means. It's not important enough. Zila Boomzale had not been breathing, not that he had much breath, long enough to receive a white name. There was the smell of sickness in his kiss. I could smell it when he smothered me. I wanted to swallow him. He could live in me. None of them were allowed to have the illness. Amy wanted to play with me. I was scared. Amy wanted to play with me. I was scared. She had no shoes, climbing on scrap metal jungle gyms. I did too little, still. I weep. My pictures, the only remains of children found in dumpsters. Their faces are tribal proverbs. Life is a shadow in a mist. It passes quickly by and is no more. This place had clouds hanging. Hushed words spoken so no child's ear could hear, but no one really did. Knowledge is a garden. If it's not cultivated, it cannot be harvested. Amy died. They all did. Ube Nahum Bo Uleo. They journeyed painfully through me. Pictures of dead babies. Nigalista Nigatanda. And all of the first reference to Zulu, Yebo, is yes. Ube Nahumbu Uleo is have a good journey. And Nigalakista is I'm sorry. And Nigathanda is I love you.
You did a good job. You did a good job, girl.
It's been 10 years since I
You
read
did a
that.
good job. You did a good job.
Now this is one of the Matilda pieces from my most recent manuscript, not from the reading the other night. The Imperial Tears of a Good Chocolate Stout. Drinking her beer as she wipes down the bar before she unlocks the door. The long day of work over. She only needs to make money. She drops the rag in the bucket, wipes her hands on her pants, and makes sure her bartending bra is on straight. She doesn't like how she looks with a bust 2 cup sizes bigger than she is, but the bigger the breast, the bigger the tip. Men are enchanted by silly illusions, and so fork over bills for a glimpse at her cleavage created by a massive foam bra. This is her favorite time of day, and the only real peace she gets. The stale beer and popcorn scent is more pleasant than the stench that hangs over the impoverished children. She knows work will likely kill her, but she can't let them go unloved. The cooler vibrates with a rattling hum. In this shithole of a life, bravado's something you rarely know unless someone admires yours. Little Chantil told her today she's a better crier than Matilda. Flipping on the switch to the revolving Southern Tier light, she laughs. That little girl has only begun her career of sorrow. Melancholia gets worse when you go from victim to whore. Just taken for granted and abused in fiscal ways now. Matilda knows better than to hope, but she has heard that's what makes life good. The Bible thumpers say so, and they're real good at pretending to be happy, dressed up and walking the forlorn streets, knocking on everyone's door. This is one I read for the laureate. This one's called Lots Camp Bar and Grill. It's for Elizabeth and Kat. That's the place to get your spirits on and where Matilda makes her money. It doesn't bother her none because she doesn't look at it as work. It's more a necessity. Her work with daytime brews never stops with the dismissal bell. Education no longer pays well. But she was born with very striking female assets, so tending bar brought in some cash, even with the occasional occupational hazard of rape. She takes care of her graduates, a liquid soothsayer. The one thing Matilda understands above all else is the birthplace of vice and surviving it. She is the strange flesh of a long-gone virgin daughter. She is the keeper of salt in all its various forms. Her mother, she heard, had been a pillar to the community of salt keepers. Matilda is no different than every distraction seeker in denial, but she is very aware of the consequences. The forsaken children in her town, like sod, are cast off as dirt, and the kids, they don't know anything but filth. They're just byproducts of our species, Matilda tells some Russian sailor sitting at the end of her bar as she pours him a margarita, the edge of the glass brimming with an unorthodox colored salt. This is a new piece. It's kind of a rough draft, but I thought I'd share it anyway. The last thing you need. Despite the pouring rain, the smell of fire in the air, and you wonder why that is. On a Wednesday night in this suburban-type neighborhood, the aromas of burning only happen on the weekends, so it's an odd experience for your sense of smell, and you question what day it is. Maybe there's a house fire. Arson is on the rise, it seems. There have been 5 on this street alone in the last 2 years. Suburban is different now. Now that half the nation lives at or below the national line of poverty, and the mindset of the invisible portion of the middle class has not begun to find compassion for the poor. You are going to the locally owned superette because you'd rather see them get a portion of your money instead of those corporate assholes who normally do. The car is a hand-me-down that you are so blessed to have, but it chokes when you turn the key. And the only thing you say is, fuck me. The emotional welfare state and analysis. We long for something we don't even know we want, and we don't know how to understand it. You wait on a platform where trains used to stop, jingling that painstakingly earned coin with trepidation of not knowing where the next will come from. in your pocket of your favorite broken-in jeans, hand-me-downs from your stepmother who doesn't want the $150 jeans she bought for her real daughter to go to waste, so she fishes them out of the dumpster they'd been chucked in. Try knowing that you're sick and only have 3 months to fix it before the medical assistance wears off. If your neighbors knew, they'd hate you for your impoverishedness. Your parents got a new truck, resided their house, abandoned you at 7, and built a new addition to the house, surrounded by commercial real estate. The information you possess doesn't let you look away from any train wreck night, no matter how terrifying. The history of Erie. Imagine the depths of Misery Bay. Visualize the battles violent in the tides while you sit alone in that room. Even if you are surrounded by people, there is never anyone on the same wave. The lake keeps its secrets as rippling stories. Even as you set anchor on some other shore, you share a history with the sunsets at Dobbin's Landing and the snow which freezes the bay solid for months at a time, so only drills can penetrate the surface. This is my last piece. This is also from the laureate reading. There's an epigraph to this one by Larry Levitz. Walk out past the stacks, rows, aisles of books, where memoirs of battles slowly gave way to case histories of molestation and abuse. The fine line of beautiful living. Your grandest gestures remain unnoticed. You have a hand which can part oceans, but cannot save you from the desires of men. Girl, you're to be useful in moist ways. They care nothing for the goings-on in that mind of yours. Don't even try to talk, unless it's an advertisement for sex or violence. There is no God. You are all that you have, and that body may be able to find you some bread to break. You can always obtain the wine to drink. You have the right frame for that. They like you intoxicated. Under their weight, you imagine Kafka. You become the hunger artist. You are hungry to find any meaning for any of these needless sufferings that you are so gifted to witness. No man cares about the story of a girl deflowered at an age too young to acknowledge. No one wants to know such things, but there you are. Seedless and hollow. There are things that people do not know they have until those things are gone. You did not know you were the poetry of a boiler room romance with a man too old to be your father and you too young to know what you possessed.
I feel it.
Too young to do anything but bear witness to your own ruin.